Value is more than just a price tag. It has a lot to do with the perspective you have of yourself and the process that you're able to articulate that will bring the most impact and influence. Hi, my name is Candice Bailey. I'm an author, speaker trainer, and an event host. And I just want to share with you a couple of things that I've learned and answer some of the questions that my clients will ask from time to time. So I am live and I felt it necessary to come and share this information. So let's talk about it. You already see the thumbnail. Why is it challenging for us to get booked and paid to speak? Well, it's simple. And I'm going to make this series very short. Feel free to drop any questions you may have in the chat and I'll be happy to answer it for you. So, for a very long time, I have been speaking pro bono. And then I realized one day someone made me an offer that I could not resist. And I said to myself, if one person can pay me this amount, then it is a no brainer that I should be charging for my speaking engagements and for the workshops that I host. So, to answer the question that my client shared, I want to go straight to what the Bible says. It says in Proverbs 18:16 that a man's gift will make room for him and bring him before great, and I want to add in there wealthy men. Yes, because if they're great and they have great influence, they must be connected to some source of wealth. And that wealth could also be yours. So let's jump right into it. Number one reason why I believe persons find it challenging to get booked and be paid to speak is I believe with all my heart that some persons don't know how to articulate the value they bring. What do I mean by that? A lot of persons will say things like, well, my talk could achieve X, Y, Z outcome. However, how is that translated into the value that the client is seeking? And this is where we'll have to jump into some research and understanding the background of the clients and the company, understanding their core values, understanding what are their goals, what is their vision. And when you have this backstory, what they truly desire and what they are seeking in terms of the transformation for the audience that you're going to serve, it's very important to do this background research. So, articulating your value. How can you articulate your value? By presenting results, by presenting what you have been able to accomplish in the past. The second thing that I want to bring to our understanding is you don't know how to position yourself in the marketplace. What do I mean by this? If you are thinking of going into speaking professionally or you're already doing it and you're not on LinkedIn, something is wrong. You are not participating in certain events, networking events, so that persons know that you exist and know that you have value to bring, something is wrong. If you are not getting into certain rooms and spaces and conversations that persons can hear your unique perspective and your unique message, then it's going to be difficult to be seen and heard. Now, positioning also talks about social media as well. How often are you sharing your content? How often are you getting into the minds of the persons who want answers from you? How often are you hosting virtual events, masterclasses, webinars, workshops? These things are really important because it really helps persons to lean into who you are. And finally, you don't know how to engage beyond your message. This is a big one for me. And why it's so big for me is because I believe if your value is wrapped up and summed up only in the signature talk that you present, then why should we hire you? Probably we could just have our entire staff watch a TED talk or some video on YouTube. You must be able to present more value beyond your talk. What does this look like, Candice? It doesn't look like No, just, bouncing a balloon in the air and making people feel good about themselves. No, it's simply saying, hey, let me take your community through a framework or a process. This looks like, let's have a 1 day event, personal and professional development. I will go through an assessment with them. I'll go through a signature talk, and then I'll present a workshop where we can implement some of the things that I've been preparing their mind for. So, getting booked and paid to speak, it's more about knowing how to articulate, package, and present the value that you can bring towards the transformation that the client or the customer is seeking, more than just, hey, I'm a speaker. Why am I not booked? Why are you not hiring me to speak? So it's more than that. So this is the first video in the series I want to share with you. And if you are watching this and you're new to my world, what makes me unique as a speaker trainer is that I have over 15 years in stage performance acting. I've gone as far as Broadway and performing on stages in Manchester in the UK. And what I've realized is that a lot of persons have really convincing content, but they are not sure how to handle stage delivery, stage presence. They don't know how to articulate their voice, tonality, and all those good things. So if you're saying, Candice, I am ready to take my speaking platform to another level, I want to work with you, reach out to me, send me an email at the name of my book, The Stretched Out Life at gmail.com, and I'll be sure to put those details in the show notes as well. So, what's another question you may have? Because I am ready to answer it. Thank you for listening and see you in the next episode.